Hi, today let me start with a story about my school days with my mathematics teacher, in fact. So, I had this maths teacher called Mrs. Rangan, I think around class 8th and ninth, and she was what used to be called a very strict marker. So, she would cut marks if you missed out a step in a maths problem, of course, but she would even cut marks if you did not write this implies that when going from one step to the other. And that training really helped me throughout my life. Obviously, it helped during my academic career, or whether it was in the university or at IIM, where professor said we can't cut a mark in your paper. But more importantly, it was a very good training ground for life, that every step you think through, whether it is logical, whether it is actually coming out of the last step, or are you making leaps of logic. So, a question that I'm asked very often on in my interviews on TV or wherever, people ask me, where do you think the FII flows would go? Will they go up? Will they go down? And also the implication being that if FII flows go up, the market will go up, and if they go down, maybe that will have a negative impact on the market. Now, this is something that appears obvious, that yes, if more money comes into the country, into the stock market, the markets will go up. So it appears logical, but you're actually making a logical leap. Have you proven that this happens? Have you checked whether it happens? And if you actually check, you will find that FII flows have very little impact. If actually they have no correlation at all with the market movement, let alone, even if they had a correlation, then you would have to check whether they're actually causing it, but they don't even have a correlation. So when FII started investing in the market, so this was around 1994, I had just started First Global, and we were monitoring every month that how much FII flows come in and what happens to the market. And remember, this is a time when retail participation was not that high, mutual funds practically did not exist in India, and still this new slew of money could not be correlated to market movements. The first month when FIIs were net sellers, the market actually went up. And also, if you look at a long period, I mean, that I'm talking 1 month, even if look at the long period, 1994 is when FII flow started coming in, and 1994 to 2003 was the only 9-year period where the Indian Sensex gave no returns. So it was as uncorrelated as that. But now, even after all these decades, people talk about it, that this factor will change FII flows. That means the foreign institutional investors flows into India, and that will have a positive or a negative impact, without checking that you are actually making a logical leap. In mathematical terms, there is a step missing. The previous step of FII flows change does not imply a market movement change. So very interesting, as I said, correlates to my school maths teacher. So गुरु से बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है, अप्लाई करने की बात है. Hope that helped.